Hi guys, I'm Goritos Doritos, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my first owner FIFA Ultimate Team. A few of you guys had messaged me and just asked for me to show you my team and why I use the players that I use. This isn't a generic, boring meta squad builder where you're not going to be seeing any Jairzinhos or Mbappes in this video. I feel like I use players that very much work well in game, but they're not the obvious, boring choices that you see over and over again. The goalkeeper position, we are going to be using Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's quite a boring, obvious goalkeeper to use, but he has great goalkeeping animations in game. He's tall and he offers good links as well. In the left back position, it is Baby Maldini. I use this with the Anchor Chem style just to get the lengthy accelerate style on him. He is excellent in game. He tracks super well, as does every version of his card. He always has done in FIFA. He has excellent defensive animations, and honestly, I feel like he bails me out more than I care to admit. He does play in the centre back position in game. The first centre back slot is going to be Lothar Matthäus. He's actually going to be our box to box centre mid in game. Matthäus is just the dog of the team. He just constantly runs. He's always winning me the ball back in midfield, but he's also quite a creative force as well from deep. He has great passing ability, great shooting. He's not technically Hullet club. He's not all 80 plus because his dribbling is a little bit lower, but even that in game is a total lie. He does not feel loose on the ball by any stretch of the imagination. I absolutely love this card. In the next centre back slot is flashback Sergio Ramos. So in game it is Baby Maldini and Sergio Ramos together as the centre back pairing. Ramos is absolutely one of the best aggressive defenders on this game. Pairing him with Maldini is great because Maldini tends to sit a bit deeper, so anything Ramos doesn't capitalise on, Maldini tends to clean up. Ramos has superb defensive animations. It feels like the radius around him at which he can tackle is just unrealistic. And he feels so fast in game. He's just honestly one of the best defenders I've used this year. In the right back position is Diogo Dalot. He will actually be playing left back in game. This card I've got over 500 games on. He's just super reliable, never makes a mistake, great going forward, but also just defensively super strong, excellent running animation. He gains so much momentum. He's just absolutely excellent. In the first centre mid position is actually going to be our right back in game, and that is out of position Joao Cancelo, which is quite ironic because he's actually going to be very much in position. With the way I set this up, he will be a right back. He is my more offensive wing back. I have him on the overlap instruction and on balance, so he very much gets involved in the attack, but with those high work rates, he does retreat and he does provide defensive cover as well. He is 4-star, so he's got plenty of ability going forward on either foot, but also offers a lot of skill move options as well. He's really solid in game. I packed this card when the out of position promo was out, and I've literally used him pretty much ever since. I mean, as you can see, I've got nearly 670 games on this card. He is my most capped card. He's a club legend. It's cemented forever. In the next centre mid position, we do have Fofana, this honourable mentions card. This, for me, maybe with the exception of the World Cup Vieira that you could have attained through the swap tokens, is the best defensive big man that you can get. He is so good in game. He's 4-star as well, which for me makes him more preferable over a Vieira because you've got more ability on the ball with him. He's so good. In the right wing position, this is going to actually be our left centre mid, which is going to be the most attacking oriented centre mid in the formation in game. That is going to be the Centurions Mahrez. This card very much is about utilising Travellas on the left foot. He does have the outside of the foot shot trait as well as the long shot taker trait, so a really nice combination there. Also the flair, technical dribbler, finesse shot. Just a lot of good traits in this card, which gives it a lot of good animations, 5-star skill moves, so he can worm himself into the best positions possible. Really high agility and balance as well. This card just feels great on the ball if you like utilising skill moves. In the left wing position, that is going to be prime Thierry Henry. In game, he will be moved over to the right striker position, again in a 4-3-1-2. This card just offers great attacking AI. He's a very high rated player for this point in the game. With the Hawk Chem style, he's max pace, max shooting, and he's just got physicals in a very good place. I have tried utilising him on the left side with the finesse shot trait, with it being like a kind of classic Thierry Henry thing. As good as they are, because he is a little bit heavy in game with that low balance, I do like to just keep him as a right foot on the right and just do the bare minimum with him. He's more there for his attacking AI, excellent finishing, good pace, and just physical presence. In the left striker position, that is going to be Ben Yedder. It is the player of the month version. In game, we will move him into the centre attacking mid position. The reason I like him so central is because he's got such a low centre of gravity and that 5-star weak foot. It really enables you to kind of turn left, right, keep the opponent guessing, and it creates more openings for the strikers. He's got the high-low work rates, which is just awesome for an attacker. They probably are the best work rates for an attacker, to be quite honest. Excellent shooting stats. Long shots could be better, but in all honesty, he's so wriggly in the way he moves. I just tend to get into positions closer on goal to shoot anyway. Phenomenal dribbling stats and just a lot of useful traits as well. The flair trait, the technical dribbler trait, the outside of the foot shot trait, which again is the meta shooting trait. Lots of good things to say about this card. Realistically, I think for a centre attacking mid, I would rather them have the 5-star skill moves, but he pretty much has everything else that I would want for that position. In the right striker position, this will actually be our left striker in game, and that is going to be Cantona. Where is he? There he is. So Baby Cantona is our other striker to pair up with Henry. Cantona is just excellent in this game. He's a bully. He has glitchiness in the way he executes skill moves. His shooting is so much better than the stats suggest. Like 85 as a base finishing stat is just nonsense. He's so good on goal. And like the card suggests there, that kind of agility and balance for a guy at 6'2" is exactly how he feels. He moves so well for a big man. He's probably just the best attacker I've used in the game so far this year. He's just so consistent and just lends to the way I play the game so well. I absolutely love this card. In terms of improving this team, I very much think it's more the attack that I'd like to see improvements in. I'd love to replace this Mahrez with someone like a Garincha. I love how he dribbles in game, how the skill moves come off with him. I just think he's so fun to use. So I'd love a Garincha in place of this Mahrez. In terms of Omri, I'd probably like to replace him with the likes of an R9, but obviously that's shooting for the stars. And other than that, someone like Ben Yedder, but with 5-star skill moves, would be amazing. The only player that I can really think of that would fit that role would probably be Cruyff. And again, that's such a premium player that I'm not really holding my breath. It's kind of just like, if I get them, amazing. If not, it's okay. These players still play amazing in game anyway. I'll give you guys a quick rundown of the bench and stuff, because these players often do get interchanged with players that I have in here. Di Ketelere, I have no idea if that's how you say his name. He's just an excellent big man, 4-star, 5-star in game. He's got a really good return for me, actually. You can make him lengthy on the marksman chem style. He's a really effective player. If you did him, you probably don't regret doing him. Sorloth player of the month. Sorloth has been like a club legend for me this year. I've used every version of his card bar the standard gold. He's got barely any goal contributions for me on this version just because it's come off of the bench. But Sorloth has probably scored as many goals for me on this game across all the versions of his card that I've used than any other striker. This flashback Theo Walcott, this really is more about if I'm finding myself getting in behind with quite direct passes, I will bring on Walcott on the right-hand side, and generally I'll then bring on Diaby on the left. These are such explosive, ridiculously fast players off of the bench. It's just an absolute nightmare for an opponent with a half-a-tired team having to defend against these two. They are really dangerous off of the bench. This Bale card is probably arguably as good as any card that I have. He's just so hard to link. So realistically, Bale would probably be in my team over Omri if I could fit him in. But he's probably the best sub I have. He's just so good in game. He's got unique animations. He's explosive. He's agile. He's just everything. This card is so good. If you didn't do him, you really have missed out. Next up, we have Prime Kaka. This card has been in my team for a fair while, actually. I've been using it in my first 11 for the most part. Recently, I've just found him a bit heavy. I don't know. It's odd. I don't know if it's just because I've started to get more agile players in my team that he just feels a bit clunky, but it was kind of frustrating to use recently, so I've taken him out for the time being. But still a great card. I feel like he's more usable this year than he has been for a long time, for sure. Next up, we have Gvardiol. He is my defensive option off of the bench. I only have one because, to be honest, I'm only ever really bringing on a defensive player if I absolutely have to. Probably if I get a red card or just for whatever reason, one of my defensive players ain't cutting it. This card is super good stats wise, and I did put him in my team, but I just feel like I have to compromise too much of the team to fit him in, which is a shame. It'd be cool if they could just get rid of the whole chem system. We could just use whatever starting 11 we like without a compromise. So, amazing card to have, but just almost impossible to start. Here we've got Baby Cole. I got him one of the icon packs. He's actually a really good player. This probably is one of the weaker versions of his card in the game. The defending stats are lower, but he's honestly really good in game. He's a dog and he really gets stuck in. He feels like he's everywhere. I can't really complain. He has always put in a shift for me. This end of an era Higuain is such a good card. Honestly, for the time in the game he came out as well, phenomenal finishing. His base shot power is so noticeable. He absolutely leathers the ball. And I just wish, again, I wish I could fit him in my team because I honestly, even now, would still start him. This card is so good. High low as well. He does have the outside of the foot shot trait. He is lengthy and you can pretty much max out his pace and shooting. Just such an overlooked card. Absolutely excellent, honestly. Ricardo Carvalho, honestly, I think his tackling might be the best in the game. It's just the controlled running style, along with 80 pace as the base stat. It's just a little bit rough. He's just not quick enough, so he does get dusted on the odd occasion if you come up against somebody with like an LOY run. Other than that, he is so good. I really, really like this card, and it's awesome to have a first owner version of him. This Di Maria card, this was probably one of the best value cards that they've done this year. There's so much right with this card. He's just never really been a starter for me. I've always, I think because of the other players I've got, like Cancelo and stuff, I think Mahrez has just always beaten him into the starting 11. So this card has gathered a little bit of dust, but I don't see myself getting rid of him anytime soon. He's still really good. Last but not least is Frankie de Jong. This card is phenomenal. His interceptions are as good as anybody's that I've used. His passing is phenomenal. He's just a super good card. I would love, to be honest, to play this card in my starting 11 if he fit, but he literally isn't in the team because there's just no one to link him to at the moment. So that's the team, guys. Like I said, I do chop and change it a lot. So if you guys like this kind of thing, I'm more than happy to kind of do an update on the squad every now and again. If you want me to check out your teams, just send me a web app share link on Instagram. When we get enough of them come through, I'll throw them all into a video and we can go through your guys' teams as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate your time. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take care, guys.